the most painful part of that game was that it was such a good hockey game that was ruined by the offside challenge, which I know has been part of this league for a long time now. But man, what a way to just take the wind right out of the sails, huh? Hello, everyone. My name is Austin. I go by Austin Hockey. Welcome to the channel if you're new. Welcome back if you are not new. The Oilers lose 4-3 to the Toronto Maple Leafs. And if you are coming here today expecting my reaction to be trade Skinner, trade Bouchard, I hate John Klingberg, the Oilers suck, make all the trades you have to do to improve the team, listen, I'm not that guy. All right? I'm not that guy tonight. Stuart Skinner was the second best goalie. Let's just get that out of the way. He was the second best goalie. But in terms of the hockey game, I'm a hockey fan first. I obviously love the Oilers. Look at all my Oilers stuff in the background. I'm an Oilers ride or die. And it's disappointing to lose hockey games. But in the grand scheme of the entire league and entire season, I liked this game. It was an exciting game. Sometimes the exciting games don't go the way you want. But it was highly entertaining, an adrenaline-fueled game throughout, and it's so unfortunate. I was doing a live stream, and when Draisaitl tied the game, in quotation marks, because obviously they called it back, I was so hyped. And the building was so hyped, and the chat was so hyped, and man, oh man, if that could have just counted. And it sucks because that offside by Klingberg, you're offside by an inch, 30 seconds before a goal is scored. I don't agree with it. I understand why the rule is there, but I will always hate Matt Duchene for the fact that this rule even exists. If you can't see it in real time, if it's not that obvious, I don't care. It should still count. Again, there's a lot of fans right now, probably very frustrated at Stuart Skinner for good reason. You're down 3-0 in the first period. You're down 3-1 heading to the third, and you give up a goal 20 seconds in. You want the saves, but I'm not gonna let goaltending ruin the night for me. There is so much going on in this world right now. There's so much going on in this world that obviously I don't talk about because this is a hockey channel. I focus on the hockey. I focus on the positives. There is so much happening around the world, the United States and Canada. There's so much nonsense out there that for 3 hours tonight, I got to have so much fun during a live stream with everyone watching. I got to have so much fun watching the Oilers not give up, claw their way back. We thought they tied it and almost pull it off. And they almost pulled it off at the end of the game. Corey Perry was robbed with 0.2 seconds left in the high slot. A puck went off of Nugent Hopkins' foot on the short side with 3 seconds left. It's just so unfortunate how unlucky the team is. But you also have to give a huge amount of credit to Joseph Woll. For the Leafs fans that are likely tuning in, looking for me to rage and scream and shout, that's not who I am. And the Oilers fans that want me to do that, I'm sorry, that is also not who I am. I don't even know what to say. I'm so exhausted from the highs and lows, the adrenaline. I'm running on fumes now. But let's talk about the game itself. Let's talk about the game. Let's talk about the goals that were, the goals that were not. We'll kind of analyze them all through the NHL Edge visualizer, and then I'll give my final thoughts. So make sure, if you end up liking this video, make sure to hit like. And if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, make sure to subscribe to the channel as I try and be a little bit different here on YouTube in terms of my content. And if you end up enjoying this stuff, it's mostly just me in front of the camera, just kind of shooting the crap, just kind of rattling off what's on my brain. I don't do quick cuts. I don't scream and shout. Sometimes I get animated, like last year, Cody Ceci in the playoffs with Darnell Nurse. I almost turned into the Joker, but that's beside the point. Let's go to the NHL Edge visualizer. The first period, the Leafs are up 3-0. William Nylander scored first. We'll take a look here. He went behind the net. He's cycling. Ty Emberson up the boards. Kapanen could not come up with it. Comes to Tavares to Nylander. And I'm going to pause it right here because Stuart Skinner, he's looking to his left. He thinks it's going to this guy at the top of the right circle. But Nylander shoots it as Skinner's looking to his left. Puck beats Skinner to the right. And the way he reacted, he knew, right? It was just not good. And then Matthew Knies on the power play for Toronto. on the power play. Mitch Marner cycling around, gets it to Tavares, back to Marner. Marner will feed Matthews, and then Matthews throws a shot on Skinner, who makes the initial save. That's great. Good job, Stu. But then there's a rebound. There's a rebound, and then everyone converges towards the net, and Matthew Nyes is by himself. Nurse and Stetcher are nowhere near him. Stetcher is just not involved in the play at all. 2-0 Toronto. And then before you know it, Toronto on another power play. They make it 3-0. Bobby McMahon scores this one. Puck comes in to the point. Riley with the shot. There's another rebound in front. Stuart Skinner's rebound control, pretty poor tonight. Rebound in front. It's picked up by McMahon. He goes to his backhand, beats Stu. And when you're down 3-0, and the Oilers have done this numerous times now, they came back against Colorado. You're not going to come back every time you go down 3-0. But you look at the stats. You're down 3-0 after the first. If you can take a positive out of this, Edmonton outscored Toronto 3-1 in the second and third. The thing is, you lost the game in the first period. Edmonton also had a couple of power plays themselves in this game and did not convert. So as much as people want to blame the goaltending, which is valid, that's valid. You're allowed to blame the goaltending. Special teams was also a difference maker because Toronto had 2 power play goals. The Oilers had 0 power play goals on their 2 opportunities. If the Oilers even just get 1 power play goal, they're at minimum going overtime. I know people will say, well, if Skinner gave up 1 less goal, I get it. I understand the argument, but you can make the same argument for the special teams and all that good stuff. Evan Bouchard, he gave the team life in the second period. The Oilers were all over it. Jeff Skinner had just been robbed. Arvidsson gets the puck. He cycles it to Bouchard, gives it to Kulak. Kulak will give that puck to Evan Bouchard, who just claps it past Joseph Woll by his blocker. And for how good Joseph Woll was, he was beaten a couple times in areas where it's like, that went through him. Woll was making the crazy saves, and then sometimes there were other shots that were just going through. It's like, how did that beat him? Third period, the very start of the third period where you're looking for a quick start. What I don't like, and I'm going to pause it here. You're down by 3. You're looking to jumpstart the offense and get on Toronto quickly in the third. Or sorry, you're down by 2. It was 3-1 before Marner scored. Why did Chris Knobloch not start the McDavid line? Right? Like, why was the McDavid line not on? I don't get it. Like, why you put Hyman out there with Nugent and Perry. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I would have liked to see McDavid and Draisaitl out there to start the third, but that's just me. The Leafs come into the zone. Matthews drops it to Marner, and then Marner just walks right in. Now, Kulak's doing a good job taking Matthews out of the play, but Marner, he gets by Bouchard. Like, look at, there's 4 Oilers above the hash marks, and Marner's below them. It's just... And Stu made the initial save, right? Stu, the puck went off of his pads. It bounced off of Marner's skate and in. They were saying it might have been kicked in, but they never really showed a replay. I don't think it was kicked in. Zach Hyman, he makes it a 2-goal game. 6:04 into the period. Bouchard finds Nugent Hopkins, and then in transition, Zach Hyman, he'll grab it. He walks into the high slot, and he shoots one, and it beats Woll through his blocker. Like, it just kind of squeaks through. Kind of an ugly one, honestly. And then Corey Perry with about 8.5 minutes left in the game. He made it a 1-goal game. I truly did believe that the team was going to come back here. Kulak gave the puck to Perry. Perry just kind of walked out in front. He didn't have anyone to pass to. He just threw it towards the goal, and it went in. And the Oilers were down by 1, and they did tie it briefly. But, of course, it was called back because, that's how the Oilers' luck works sometimes. We'll take a look at the money puck and the natural stat trick stats, because I know a lot of you like the advanced analytics sometimes. I'm into the advanced analytics. Sometimes you need a lot of context, though. The deserved winner meter, Toronto actually has the slight edge here for some reason, 54.3% to 45.7%. Toronto, if you look at all of their chances, look at where they are. Look at where all of Toronto's chances are on the left side of the screen here. They're all in the inner slot, top of the crease. Like, what is that now? The Leafs did a great job at, look at Edmonton. They didn't get any looks in the inner slot. None. They didn't get, they got a couple looks at the top of the crease, but holy moly, the Toronto Maple Leafs had a ton of looks at the top of the crease here. Pretty wild to look at. And then the expected goals for in all situations, 3.91 to 3.09 in favor of Edmonton. Edmonton and Toronto were tied basically until near the end of the game, where Edmonton was really pushing for that late tying goal. Now, we can go to Natural Stat Trick and see what their expected goals was, because it does differ from Money Puck, and it differs significantly. Like, the Oilers significantly here. Like, I'll try and move myself out of the way. In all situations, Natural stat trick has the expected goals at 5.08 to 2.76 in favor of Edmonton. So I'm not really sure where the money puck and natural stat trick discrepancy comes from. The Oilers had 90 shot attempts to 44 against the Leafs. So their Corsi for is 67.16%. The high danger chances, though, were even. Both teams had the exact same amount of high danger chances. The Leafs had 7 high danger chances in the first period, 5 the rest of the game. The Oilers had 10 high danger chances combined in the second and third. The Oilers lost this game in the first period. They lost the game in the first period. And that's the difference maker. You're down 3-0. You're not going to come back and win hockey games very often. They've done it before, but you can't keep getting down. Am I going to scream and shout about it? No, because I'll end up just screaming into the void. Do the Oilers need to upgrade their finishing and goaltending probably at the trade deadline? Yeah, I think so. But in general, and with all the context here, Matthias Ekholm, late scratch. He's Edmonton's arguable best overall defenseman on the entire team. He's a late scratch because he's sick. And we know there's a flu bug going around that room. The fact that the Oilers played as strong as they did, the effort level was there. The effort level was there. And sometimes a goalie beats you. And it feels like goalies beat Edmonton a lot. And you give Joseph Woll a lot of credit. But the Edmonton Oilers did not quit. And I hope they rest up. I know it's the skills competition tomorrow in Edmonton. Hopefully they have some fun. Hopefully that's pretty chill for the players. They deserve the mental break. Games like this could wear on some people. For me as a fan, I had so much fun. I had so much fun watching this game. I can't let certain things ruin my night here. They're just, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. Obviously, some of you are probably going to hit the dislike button. You're going to think I'm being too positive and not properly acknowledging the deficiencies and, analyzing where this team needs to improve. Listen, I understand, right? But this was a game, Hockey Night in Canada, an early game too. We get to enjoy the evening now. Or if you're watching this the next day, of course, you got to enjoy your evening. Not that, if this game ended at 11 p.m. local time, yeah, that would kind of suck. You're going to bed off this. No, you get to stay up. You can play video games. You can just chill. That's how it rolls. It's one game in an 82-game season. They just got to get those saves in the first period, right? They got to get those saves in the first period. But in terms of entertainment value, the NHL at the end of the day is an entertainment league. They are a product of entertainment. And was I entertained? Absolutely. Did I have lots of fun? Absolutely. And was the live stream amazing with all of you tuning in? Absolutely. So I just want to give a huge thank you to everyone that tuned in. The new members that did sign up for memberships that spend the money every single month. I can't thank you all enough. You truly mean the world to me. So thank you. For those of you who obviously aren't members, that's totally cool. Subscribing and liking, that is more than enough. You never have to financially support me. I never asked for that. But I do want to give a shout out to those who did become members tonight on the live stream. It does mean a lot. It allows me to keep doing what I'm doing. It allows me to keep creating that content for you. There's going to be lots to talk about, to digest with this team. We're going to kind of analyze their last couple of weeks in a video sometime this week. I think they have a couple days off here, so maybe Monday I'll have something up. Until then, though, tell someone that you love them, and we'll see you soon. And always fight like Ben, always fight like a kid. Let's go, Oilers. Tough loss. We move on. Let's go.